industry pulls in around $1.4 trillion every year. $1.4 trillion. The dairy industry pulls in around $1 trillion every year. So that's a combined $2.4 trillion minimum of the meat and dairy industry. It is a massive industry, okay, and they have a lot of influence. They're making a ton of profits. All those profits off of exploitation and death. So basically, my question is, do you think these wealthy billionaires that are earning trillions of dollars really care about the well-being of the billions of animals that are getting murdered every year, that they're making trillions of dollars from? You could probably make a pretty basic assumption about the answer to that question. I think it's not unlikely to suggest that these people might be psychopaths. These psychopaths, these billionaires, they've created an industry that requires you to be ignorant, requires everyone to be compliant and to just go along, follow the herd, go to the supermarket and buy all of their dead animal carcasses. On the other side of the coin, all the people working in the slaughterhouses that are also being exploited, you have a significant portion of them are parolees who may or may not go back to jail if they don't accept a job at the slaughterhouse. And you have up to 50% of the US slaughterhouse workers as undocumented immigrants that are getting paid absolute pennies. They're getting paid absolute pennies to prop up this multi-trillion-dollar industry. It's disturbing enough that people would do this on their own farms, on their own properties for their own family. But imagine extracting so much of these bodily fluids that you had surpluses, okay, to sell to the neighbors, and then even more that you could sell to the neighborhood and the community. And then growing so big, extracting so much bodily fluids out of these creatures, enough to sell to the whole country. It's absolutely disgusting. People go to the supermarket and they're completely oblivious. They make no connection to the fact that these were recently living creatures who wanted to live, who were fighting for their life in horrendous conditions. The thing a lot of people don't actually get is exactly what is the difference between murdering a cow and paying someone else to murder the cow for you. There's 90 million people in the world, running around in the world, who are living proof that it's easily possible to exist on the earth and to live your life without relying on the death, exploitation, murder of innocent creatures. Totally fine, you can do it without a problem. If you have the choice to do that, and by the way, you do have that choice, why would you not do it? We're looking at 92 billion land animals every year being sacrificed at this demonic satanic altar. So if you do the maths, that's around 15,000 holocausts every year for these animals, and it never ends, every year, ongoing. So they're not just murdering them, they're not just exploiting them and enslaving them, they're inseminating them and murdering their children and their children's children. Cows in the dairy industry are inseminated 4 to 5 times, give birth 4 to 5 times, so they can extract more and more milk from them. Half the babies go for veal when they're infants. Once they can't give birth anymore, they're murdered themselves. The entire of humanity has more or less lost its heart. There are literally dozens of studies that prove if you're a vegan, if you're a vegetarian, you don't have the same risk of dying of a heart attack as everybody else. We see real tangible implications of the human heart being affected by eating corpses. But it's also very easy to see this playing out in people's behavior, in all the metaphysical qualities that are associated with the heart. Why would you derogate a person who is kind and compassionate? The fact that they don't murder animals, why would you derogate a person like that? It's beyond psychopathic. If you look inside any thesaurus at the word humanity and look for synonyms for humanity, this is what you get. Kindness, compassion, empathy, warmth, goodness, decency, mercy, benevolence, sympathy, consideration, thoughtfulness, understanding. These are the qualities that humanity once upon a time prided itself on. So all these words, they don't reflect humanity in 2026. All these words represent things that humanity mocks and despises. All these words are exact synonyms for